And so now, at the most challenging moment in the history of Prato's textile industry, and therefore of Italy's textile industry, and indeed the European textile industry, as I continually receive reports of the serial bankruptcies of German apparel companies that were once as solid as granite bedrock, as each morning's newspaper brings me the news of the grave difficulties afflicting many of my former fellow industrialists, as the hundreds of craftsmen and artisans who made our sector of the textile supply chain so great and so special ask nothing more than to be ushered courteously to the exit so that they can decorously fold the micro-companies they founded without losing every penny they've managed to save in decades of hard work, as every year thousands of people lose their jobs in my city, which barely has a population of 200,000, if that. As these days total strangers stop me in the street to congratulate me for having sold the company, I cannot help but feel every day a sort of dull heartbreak that seizes me and leads me down a spiraling path into a nameless, full-blown sense of anguish, preventing me from feeling at last, if not pride, at least relief at having probably spared my family and myself a decline that would have been long, drawn out, and extremely painful, and, considering the way we Nesis are put together, would have erased from our memories all of the good things that we once did and achieved. I can't manage to get out of my head that "and figli" and sons that seals the end of the name of the woolen mill, that announcement of continuity that was at once an evocation and an invocation, a promise made to me 60 years ago now by a grandfather I never knew. I can't say whether I was a sly fox or a miserable coward, whether I did the right thing or betrayed my birthright, as if the same daring and courage were demanded of a captain of industry as of the captain of a ship, as if it were a moral requirement that he stay with his command until it settles on the bottom of the sea, that he stay with the company that bears his name. I wonder whether it really is possible to love a job, to love a company. Then, of course, I get over it. I go home and I get over it. I see my wife and my children and I get over it. But now I know that it's not enough for me to write novels. It can't be enough for me. I know that I have to try to write my history and the history of my people, as Fitzgerald wrote in one of his last desperate letters to his agent, trying to describe The Love of the Last Tycoon, the wonderful novel about movies and riches and being in love that he was never able to complete, because on December 21st, 1940, in the Los Angeles that he did not love, his heart flickered out. And that's what I'll try to do, before mine flickers out too.